In 2004, the world was brought to a beautiful masterpiece that will one day, after 20 years, be considered one of the greatest Christmas films of all time. And that is The Polar Express. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, Jenna Mike here. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about the film The Polar Express 20 years later. A young boy who has grown skeptic of Santa Claus is shocked to see a train stopped outside his window on Christmas Eve, destined for the North Pole. He accepts an invitation from a conductor to climb on board. He embarks on a white-knuckle ride to Santa Claus headquarters, where he makes fast friends and learns an invaluable lesson about the true spirit of Christmas. After 20 years later, here we are, and we're still watching this film, The Polar Express, a beautiful film talking about the story of Christmas, highlighting Christmas in a beautiful way, and also transcending many generations, even till today. Back also in 2004, where I was actually 6 years old at the time, and here I am now, still one of the marks you have to watch during the Christmas season. I'm talking about on the caliber of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Home Alone 2 to be in fact, and this film still stands the test of time. Again, you have actors such as Tom Hanks, Josh Hutcherson, Darryl Sabara, you have Eddie Deezen as well. Motion capture was directed very well, and I feel the story talking about, do you believe as a child, having the skepticism of who Santa Claus is and stuff, and which we all have dealt with in our lives and stuff, but at the end of the day, understanding that, what did you choose to believe in, right? And when you do believe, what certain access things that might be revealed to you, right? Again, you go on this adventure on this train on Christmas Eve to, again, go to the North Pole and go on this adventure to understand the true meaning of Christmas. And I felt that this was a beautiful film. Definitely at the time, we did not know what type of gold mine we've gotten with this film. And I just remember, just my memories watching this film for the first time. Film transcends many different generations. I felt that as you have Tom Hanks who playing multiple characters such as Santa Claus as well as other characters too in motion capture, it definitely captures again just terms of the wonder of children, especially as this film is based off of one of the books. I felt that again it takes you on a ride during Christmas Eve night, where you go on this adventure, going to the North Pole and trying to meet Santa Claus and stuff. And I just felt in terms of visually, it was ahead of its time, as we get films today above with motion capture, which we're now using more in films today. But back then, it was still one of those films that were still trying to discover this new art form, as well as like other films like Monster House, or you have new films coming like The Adventures of Tintin, still using those motion captures, but in a way they're able to pull these performances from these kids in a beautiful way, especially like Josh Hutcherson. You have Darryl Sabara, Nona, Gaye as well. As I felt those roles you still remember 20 years later. And I feel now as an adult, do I still feel the sense of Christmas joy when I watch this film? And yes, I do. I feel again, even as a kid, as a parent, as you're getting older, you're thinking that, hey, are you still going to believe in Santa Claus and stuff? And then, dealt with the harsh reality that Santa Claus isn't real, but he is real to some people, right? But still giving that sense of wonder to a child, during the Christmas season, right? Which I think is very important. But also understanding just, true meaning of Christmas, also a believing, also about family, about friendship. And I feel like as they go on to this fantasy journey and through many different situations on this train, still it just takes you on a ride that you're still going to remember for years to come. I felt that this film was also directed by Robert Zemeckis, and again, this is still one of his best films that he ever directed, in my personal opinion. Again, I feel that also some of the musical numbers too, such as a Hot Chocolate song, you're never going to forget that ever if you've seen this film when you were a kid. And I felt that the way they kind of structure this film as they're going along, following this journey with this boy, as he's making friends, as he's also meeting other fantasy characters as well, is that you also are kind of going on the sense of like, hey, what is Santa Claus real? Is he not? But also this sense of belief that his kid is trying to find it at the end, when he was the biggest skeptic, that he's actually trying to find a meaning of Christmas, but he's actually able to hear because he believes. Is seeing believing, or believing is seeing, right? And you've seen that type of theme in other Christmas movies, like Tim Allen Santa Claus and stuff like that, right? And they still highlight that in this film in a beautiful way. But I still agree that this is one of the best Christmas films of all time, not because of just of the how the entertainment value for it, but the fact that the story, I feel, embraces a beautiful way of capitalizing just the mind of a child, also just the wonder and the adventure that children have. And even as an adult, it takes you back to memory when you were a kid watching this film. Again, 20 years later, still is one of the greatest of all time. And I hope you guys are able to check this film. It's currently streaming right now on Disney Plus, Max, Hulu. So you'll be able to watch this film during the Christmas season. And I hope you guys have a very happy holidays as well. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, comment, like, and share. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.